Right then, this is a quick walk around video for a really nice Honda CR-V. This is a 2.2S automatic diesel. The car's covered just 62,000 miles, has a full service history. I'm going to go around the car for you, finish this really nice urban titanium. Always looks better in the flesh than it does on the photographs, by the way. Actually a really rich colour. Front of the car, nice and clean. Lenses are clear and intact, there's no cracks or condensation there. Bonnet, very, very clean indeed. Can't see any obvious stone chips. Near side of the car, really smooth down the panel work. No obvious car parking indentations. Near side front alloy, excellent condition. Near side rear, again, absolutely lovely condition on the alloy. And the back, tailgate again, unmarked. And the opposite side of the car, driver's side. Just use my crunching feet. Again, very, very smooth down the panels. Side rear alloy, again, really lovely condition. And the panel looks very nice indeed. And final alloy, again, absolutely superb. It really is in very, very nice condition. Notwithstanding, obviously, 11 years old now, nearly 12. It's going to be the odd tiny mark, but it's very clean. Let's come into the boot area now. Really good sized boot on the CR-Vs, absolutely huge. Unlike a lot of CR-Vs, however, this one in the back has been kept really nicely because they are family cars and can be quite heavily used, but this one hasn't been, by all accounts. Let's come into the back of the car now. You've got enormous amounts of rear leg room in the CR-Vs. Front seats are set for me and I'm 6 foot tall and I can sit behind myself with plenty of room to spare. My video always does it. The seats are black. I have no idea why it makes the centre of the seats look a bit pink when they do the videos, but it does, and I have no idea how to fix it. But trust me, they are black, not pinky, perhaps salmony looking that they are there, but it's in fantastic condition back here as well. Passenger side in the front, full set of original Honda mats. Passenger seat there, again in lovely condition, and again it is black, not pink in the middle. Finally coming to the driver's door card, again really clean, tidy. Footwell there is all very nice and clean. And driver's seat, again black, not pink, in super condition for the age of the car. So inside the car now, engine's running as always, so the dash is illuminated, and dashboard again is in superb condition. Let's just go down there for you. Really, really clean and tidy. Come to the main dash binnacle, hopefully you can see. 62,494 miles. The only warning light as such is just for the low fuel, but obviously drop of fuel will extinguish that. But the car is in simply lovely condition. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual, pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for Honda CR-V 2.2S automatic diesel. Car's covered 62,494 miles and is registered MA13YFT. The reason we do these videos, and especially this bit, the road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's looking at the car online, they get to see that very car in operation. We know to our cost it can be hugely frustrating to go and see cars which can look perfectly good in photographs or description, but only to get there and find out when you drive it it's got an obvious fault that shows up, and that can be really, really frustrating. We also do it on these very quiet roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and of course the hope is it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself if you went on a drive in the car. So coming to the car, it's been very well looked after, this car. It might be 11 years old or so now, doesn't feel like it to look at or to sit in or to drive. Twist the key, engine starts instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter, and temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. The 2.2 diesel engine is an absolutely brilliant unit, it really is. It's got all the sort of trademark qualities you want and expect of a Honda, in the sense that it's, they're tough, they're reliable, got cam chains, there's no cam belts to worry about. But more than that, it just drives so nicely. It's smooth, it's quiet, and it's got a really broad power band, unlike a lot of its competitors where they can feel reasonably quick, you're just tootling along. But then you can notice the gearbox having to change up or down quite frequently, whereas it doesn't in this car, and that makes it a much smoother car to drive, because the power band is from just about 1500 RPM all the way through to the red line virtually. So they're all usable if needs be. Engine, by the way, so obviously feeds through into the auto gearbox. Lovely gearbox, lovely combination, works brilliantly together as well, by the way. The gear changes are really slick and smooth. The gearbox, like the engine, has a reputation for being very tough and reliable over big mileages. Notwithstanding that, I always say to people when driving an auto or checking an automatic, just make sure that, as now, the gear changes are smooth on the run. But more importantly, in some ways, when you're stationary, you select it into drive or reverse from neutral, just make sure there's any great big clunks or thuds as it engages, and it's perfect in every sense, this one. Coming to the steering and chassis, which has always been a really strong point on the CR-Vs, because they drive so well. Quite often this is missed by our beloved motoring press. They just want rear-wheel drive, 800 horsepower supercars to drive, and they get frustrated when they get into normal cars like this, and they think, oh, it's not very exciting. But guess what? It isn't. It's not very exciting. It doesn't mean it isn't good. It is absolutely brilliant, because what they don't comprehend sometimes is just how hard it is to get a car like this to ride comfortably as this does. Ride is really well judged, because it's a family car. It wants to get you and your family from A to B comfortably. It does a brilliant job, very smooth. But when you go through corners like this one, if it's too softly sprung, it'll lurch. But this just, you point the steering, lovely and accurate, lovely and precise, no drama. It just flows through corners brilliantly well. And that's the design genius of this car, actually, is the fact that it can do that and yet still have this very comfortable ride, because the two are very hard to get together on taller vehicles like the CR-V. A lot of its competitors will go for kind of a soft ride, which can initially feel lovely, but when you're on the move, they lollop about, you get lots of secondary motions. Or you go for something that gives you much better through the bends, but you end up with a hard, jittery, unforgiving ride. And as I said, this just does both wonderfully well. The steering, by the way, tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. And suspension itself, there's literally no clonks, rattles, anything from underneath the vehicle. So all in very, very good order there. Brakes on the car, make sure the one's directly behind me, are super. Good solid brake pedal, there's no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal. So all in fine, fine order there. And then we come inside the car. First and foremost, beautifully put together. No squeaks, no rattles. Honda understand cars. They don't go for flash. They don't go for the obvious big funky doors, squidgy plastics to make you feel nice. It feels robust. That isn't robust. It's how they're put together. It's how solid they are. Honda know this is a family car, so they make it easy to clean, wipe down the surfaces, all that kind of stuff, which isn't really appreciated when they're brand new. It's not very exciting to talk about, but it actually, in the ownership of the vehicle, it's really important. But the other thing about the CR-V is everyone that drives one says the same. Especially people who come from a smaller car to a CR-V will quite often go, oh, we're not sure, it's quite a big car, even though it's not that big. Everyone comes back off test drive saying the same thing. It doesn't feel like it to drive, because you've got brilliant visibility, big wing mirrors, a low dash line, all makes you feel very much in control of the car. And the dash itself is really simply laid out. Big, simple, easy to use radio, dual zone climate control underneath it, and that gives you different temperatures side to side if you really want to set it up that way. And that pumps out lovely cold air, by the way. As always with a Honda, all of the switchgear has that lovely high quality damped feel when you press any of the buttons or twist anything. And then finally for the dash, your binnacle in front there, simple, easy to read, crisp dials which are just easy on the eye. It's in lovely condition in here, I have to say. This is a four-wheel drive of the version of the CR-V. You don't do anything, it's sort of completely automatic, and because Honda worked out donkeys years ago that most people will be driving as I am right now, where you don't need four-wheel drive on, so it's a waste of time having it on. So it runs in two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, which is the most efficient way to pull a car along. Should it need to go into four-wheel drive, it'll do so itself via the traction control system, which reacts more quickly than you ever could. And it brings in the four-wheel drive seamlessly, and it's brilliant. The advantages, fairly obviously, you're going to use less fuel, get through tyres less quickly, and puts far less mechanical stress through the vehicle. So coming back to the video, the whole point of it, as I said, just to show the car operating. Can't fault it, drives absolutely beautifully.